When you hear the word Norway, what comes to mind? Is it the breathtaking fjords, the enchanted dance of the northern lights, or Vikings swinging their battle axes in icy landscapes? Or perhaps you think of Norway's contemporary reputation as a land of content, regularly ranked as one of the happiest places on earth. Whatever image comes to mind, it probably looks like a postcard, but behind the breathtaking scenery and the glossy travel brochures lies a country full of contrasts. A country of just over 5 million people has managed to become one of the wealthiest and most progressive societies in the world. But that's not the whole story. Like any other place, Norway is much more than the sum of its parts. What's it really like to live in Norway? If there's one thing Norway doesn't do, it's subtlety when it comes to landscapes. This country practically wrote the manual on scenic drama towering. It's a land of beauty, yes, but it also has quirky challenges and surprises that might just redefine what you think you know about life there. Norway, a country in northern Europe on the western part of the Scandinavian peninsula, is home to just over 5.4 million people, but its sheer size and geography make it feel much larger. It has mountains, deep blue fjords, endless forests, and coastlines that appear to have been carved by a giant sculptor with an eye for perfection. In fact, Norway is the sixth largest country in Europe in terms of area, but with a population density of only 15 people per square kilometer, it's among the most sparsely populated. To put that into perspective, there are more reindeer than people in some parts of the country. One of its most remarkable features is its coastline, which stretches over 63,000 miles. If you include all Geiranger Fjord and Narrow Fjord, are two of the most well-known, with their dramatic cliffs plunging into crystal-clear waters, creating some of the most photographed views in the world. The islands and fjords have more coastline than almost any other country in the world, and those fjords are not only beautiful, but also UNESCO World Heritage Sites carved by glaciers during the Ice Age. After admiring Norway's breathtaking scenery, let's change topics and discuss the people who live there. Norway is frequently ranked among the best places to live because of its strong sense of community, progressive policies, and excellent work-life balance. But what is life actually like for the typical Norwegian? Let's find out. One of the most distinctive aspects of Norwegian society is its dedication to social equality, which is supported by laws that guarantee everyone has access to necessities like health care and education. Norway's social welfare system is financed by comparatively high taxes, but in exchange, citizens receive universal health care, free or heavily subsidized education, and financial safety nets for times of need. For instance, tuition for higher education in Norway is free, even for international students. Yes, you could graduate from a prestigious Norwegian university without accruing a mountain of debt. In terms of healthcare, Norwegians enjoy first-rate services with low out-of-pocket expenses. These advantages contribute to Norway's high ranking. Work-life balance is practically a religion in Norway, where it has consistently led the Human Development Index for years. The average workweek is roughly 37.5 hours, and overtime isn't exactly encouraged. In fact, many Norwegians leave the office promptly at 4 p.m. to spend time with family or engage in outdoor activities. Let's also talk about parental leave, because Norway does it better than practically anywhere else. New parents can take up to 49 weeks of leave at full pay or 59 weeks at 80% pay, with a portion set aside specifically for fathers. This system emphasizes gender equality and family well-being, and it extends to how Norwegians spend their leisure time. They value the concept of kos, which roughly translates to kos, is about creating moments of happiness and relaxation, whether it's spending time with loved ones around a cozy fireplace or sipping coffee in a serene cafe. However, life in Norway isn't just about cozy evenings and social benefits. It's also shaped by a distinctive cultural concept known as jenteloven, which translates to the law of Jent. Although it may seem strange to outsiders, especially in a world that frequently celebrates individual achievement and self-promotion, the code emphasizes humility, equality, and the value of not standing out too much. In essence, it's a way of saying don't think you're better than anyone else. However, for Norwegians, it's a guiding principle that fosters community and discourages arrogance. Restrictive at times, jenteloven contributes to the development of a society where everyone feels appreciated. Norway's high standard of living is visible in almost every facet of daily life. The nation boasts some of the safest cities in the world with low crime rates and a strong sense of trust among its citizens. Housing is of excellent quality, public transportation is dependable, and the air is some of the cleanest on the planet. It's easy to understand why Norway routinely ranks among the happiest nations in the world. Of course, life in Norway isn't perfect. The cost of living is high, more on that in the next section, but for many, the advantages greatly exceed the drawbacks. For Norwegians, happiness isn't just about material wealth. It's finally, no discussion of Norwegian society would be complete without mentioning a few peculiarities. For example, Norwegians are fixated on their cabins or hytter, which are rustic retreats that are frequently found in isolated locations without running water or electricity and are viewed as the best way to unplug and rejuvenate. While Norway isn't exactly a global culinary destination, it does have its share of unusual dishes. Brown cheese, also known as brunost, is a national favorite, and let's not forget the somewhat contentious lutefisk, a gelatinous fish dish that is popular during the holidays. Norwegian society is based on values of equality, community, and simplicity. It's a place where the focus isn't on having more, but on being happy with what you have and sharing it with others. From their progressive policies to their love of the outdoors, Norwegians have created a way of life that is as distinctive as the landscapes they call home. Although it may not be for everyone, Norway has mastered the art of living well, and its economy it's easy to think that living in Norway is a financial paradise because the country has one of the highest GDPs per capita in the world and a robust welfare system. However, the reality of daily expenses may make you reconsider. Let's examine what drives Norway's economy and what it costs if you live in this Scandinavian powerhouse. Let's start by discussing the source of Norway's wealth. The discovery of oil in the North Sea in the 1960s turned Norway from a small fishing nation into one of the richest nations on Earth. Today, oil and gas exports account for a sizable portion of the country's economy, and the government has been astute in handling this. Norway created the Government Pension Fund Global, also known as the Oil Fund, to ensure that the nation's wealth is distributed across generations rather than blowing through its profits. As of 2025, the fund is worth over $1.5 trillion, making it the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world. However, Norway's economy isn't just about oil. It's a global leader in renewable energy. Energy, especially hydropower, which provides about 90% of Norway's electricity. The country is also at the forefront of the green transition, with ambitious goals to reduce carbon emissions and move away from fossil fuels. As of right now, about 80% of all new cars sold in Norway are electric, thanks to generous government incentives that make EVs more affordable compared to conventional gas-powered vehicles. Now, let's talk about how much it really costs to live in Norway. The short answer is that it is among the most expensive countries in the world, and for good reason. A simple cup of coffee could cost you $5, while a pint of beer at a bar might cost you $12 or more. More groceries are similarly expensive, with imported items like fresh produce frequently costing twice as much as they would elsewhere, and eating out is more of a luxury than a regular occurrence. Many Norwegians cook at home to save money, relying on traditional staples like fish, potatoes, and bread. Housing is another major expense, even though Norwegian homes are usually large and well-maintained, come with hefty price tags. Renting isn't much cheaper, with the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Oslo hovering around $1,500. However, it's important to note that Norwegians typically spend less of their income on housing than people in many other countries because of their high wages. Property prices have been steadily rising, especially in cities like Oslo, Bergen, and Stavanger, and a strong social safety net. Norway's strong economy and generous wages. The average yearly salary in Norway is about $70,000, with many professions earning much more, as well as the country's high income tax rates, which can reach 38%, are some of the reasons Norwegians are able to afford such high living costs. The government heavily taxes alcohol and tobacco, in part to discourage consumption and in part to fund public services. Similarly, the focus on sustainability has made eco-friendly practices like recycling and using public transportation commonplace in Norwegian society. But the high cost of living is more than just a financial issue. It can be a barrier, particularly for newcomers. Expats frequently report experiencing sticker shock when they first arrive, but over time, many adjust to the higher prices by adopting Norwegian habits like cooking at home and enjoying free outdoor activities. After all, when you're surrounded by Norway's natural beauty, who needs expensive entertainment? Education in Norway isn't just about earning a diploma, it's about Norway's approach to education is as practical as it is ambitious. So let's take a closer look at what makes their system unique. Firstly, education in Norway is accessible to everyone. Literally, everyone is required to attend school from the age of 6 to 16, which covers primary and lower secondary school. After that, the majority of students continue on to upper secondary school, which combines academic programs with vocational training. Here's a big lure: public education, including higher education, is free. Yes, you read correctly, tuition is free. Even for international students, imagine earning a degree without being buried under a mountain of student loans. Sounds like a dream, but in Norway, early childhood education goes beyond the fundamentals. More than 90% of children between the ages of 1 and 5 attend kindergarten or barnehage, and these programs emphasize play, exploration, and even spending time outside, rain or shine. Regarding building a well-rounded foundation for lifelong learning, Norway takes the idea seriously. Adults who did not finish primary or secondary school have the right to return and complete their education. This is part of a larger perspective that learning doesn't end when you leave school. Whether you're 25 or 45, there are opportunities to upskill and remain competitive. Let's now discuss what happens after graduation in the job market. Norway is a hotbed of innovation, with more researchers per capita than almost anywhere else and an impressive rate of academic publications. The nation makes significant investments to stay ahead of the curve in renewable energy, advanced technology, sustainable fishing and aquaculture, and more. Norway isn't just taking part in Global Innovation Norway, a government agency, awarded over $850 million in grants, loans, and guarantees to support new ideas and businesses in 2023 alone. This support isn't limited to tech startups. It encompasses a variety of sectors, ensuring that industries across the board continue to evolve and prosper. But it's not all work and no play. Cities like Oslo, which are regarded as some of the smartest in the world with tech-driven solutions like electric buses, smart waste systems, and energy-efficient housing, are proof that innovation isn't just happening in labs, but is woven into everyday life. Aside from its fjords and harsh winters, Norway is renowned for its strong healthcare system, which is a universal, effective, and well-funded system that many nations look to as a model. However, how does this system actually operate, and what is life like under a system that takes pride in being accessible to everyone? Let's examine the facts. Publicly funded and founded on the idea that health is a fundamental human right. It is universal, meaning that all citizens, regardless of background or income, have access to basic healthcare services. The majority of Norway's funding for healthcare comes from taxes, though Norwegians do pay some out-of-pocket costs, which are negligible when compared to those in many other nations, such as an atypical doctor's visit might cost about $30, but once a person reaches the annual out-of-pocket cap of about 3,000 Norwegian kroner, or about $300, all further medical costs for the remainder of the year are fully covered. This coverage includes hospital stays, prescription drugs, and visits to specialists. Notably, healthcare is completely free for children under the age of like any system. Norway's 16 hospitals are publicly owned and run by regional health authorities. They are well-equipped, staffed by highly qualified professionals, and designed to ensure that care is both efficient and equitable. However, waiting times for non-urgent procedures can be lengthy, which is a common criticism that emergency care is prioritized and critical cases are promptly attended to. Mental health is also a major focus in Norway. The government offers substantial support for mental health services, acknowledging the significance of addressing psychological well-being in addition to physical health. Community-based clinics and helplines are available for individuals in need of assistance, and mental health education is incorporated into schools to encourage early awareness and intervention. In addition to treating illness, the nation makes significant investments in preventative care, vaccination programs, routine health screenings, and public health campaigns. The country's high average life expectancy of 83 years attests to the effectiveness of these measures, and lifestyle plays a significant role in overall well-being. Norwegians are renowned for their love of the outdoors, which is more than just a pastime, it's a way of life. The government promotes physical activity through public policies like keeping accessible hiking trails, national parks, and even urban green spaces. It's not surprising that outdoor activities like cycling, hiking, and skiing are very popular all year round. Another distinctive feature of Norwegian healthcare is its maternity and parental leave policies require fathers to take at least 15 weeks of this leave, which promotes gender equality and ensures that both parents actively participate in raising their children. Expectant parents are entitled to generous leave, with up to 49 weeks of paid leave at full salary or 59 weeks at 80% salary. Of course, all of this comes at a whether you're drawn to Norway's breathtaking scenery, inventive spirit, or dedication to justice. Most Norwegians view it as a fair trade-off because their taxes provide security and access to high-quality care when they need it most. Norway has some of the highest tax rates in the world, and healthcare accounts for a sizable portion of public spending. This concludes the video. See you in the next one. Norway is a great example of what a society can do when it prioritizes people and the environment. If you've ever wondered what the Nordic model looks like in action, Norway is the ideal location to find out.